What's up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, Educational Health and Social Being. This is obviously going to be one of those more social being videos, and this was going to be a pretty raw video. You guys already know whenever I do social being topics, it's whether it's on my YouTube channel or my Instagram stories, usually just me kind of just expressing my thoughts on something out loud and trying to do it in a way that hopefully I articulate in a way where you guys get something out of it. And these videos are as much for me as they are for you guys. And this one's very raw. It's literally like, let's see, it's like almost 1 in the morning, and my camera's not even on my tripod right now. It's literally on like a suitcase and a candle because I didn't feel like going all the way out to my car to get my tripod. I just wanted to set this up, press record, and go. And you all know what we're dealing with right now, right? As far as like COVID-19, everything like that. And what I kind of want to take the time to express, something that I expressed on my Instagram story the other day, is, there's a lot of negativity going on right now. Like, a lot. Beyond even just the lives lost from the virus or people losing their jobs with the shutdown, there's just a lot of negativity in terms of people, how we're treating one another, the way that we're demonizing each other for having different opinions and viewpoints, the way that we're so quick to go to one extreme or the other and be so quick to hold on to our views or ideals that if someone presents new information to us, even if it's information that could potentially be positive for everyone, we just want to like shun it basically, and like seeing how just hateful and selfish people are being one towards another. It's very, very disheartening, obviously. But at the same time, what I expressed on my story is while all this is going on, and it's so easy to get caught up in the negativity, especially with the way the media is and social media, to not miss out on some of the amazing things that are going on during this crazy time, right? Like some crazy acts of love and positivity that are still happening. Like I myself, just speaking of my own personal experience, like to be in a position where even though quite a few of my clients can't train right now, I think at this point maybe about half of them can't train, to still be in a position where half of them are able to train and thus still able to pay me for their blocks and their training so that I can take care of myself and take care of my wife Amber. That's a blessing. To have some of my clients who can't even really train right now but are still, because their jobs are good, still offering to pay for their next block just to keep me good financially. To have clients who are just like, hey, man, I have a really good job. If you need anything, let me know. Like, that's a blessing to me, right? And beyond that, outside of my circle, to just see for every crazy, extreme, hateful thing there is, if you look hard enough, you can see the opposite extreme in the positive direction of love. For all the people you see just arguing, disagreeing, having no type of unity, there's so many people who are coming together over this, who are trying to support one another. People are doing things they don't usually do, whether it's something as simple as like spending more time taking walks outside, taking the time to be more considerate of those around them. And I don't just mean like through social distancing, but like things like I've had clients express like, yeah, like today I helped an elderly person with their groceries. Things like that, man. It's crazy how even in these dark times there is light when you look hard enough for it. And there is beauty in all this. It's awesome to see how innovative and creative people can be, from things like the at-home workouts they're doing with their body weight to the lengths they'll go to set up like racks and make homemade racks to have something to squat or bench on. That's amazing to me. The different games and stuff that people come up with, and some of the challenges, which I'll be the first to admit some of them are really kind of stupid to me and annoying, but to see so many people trying to do something to keep everyone else engaged and keep everyone positive and uplift their spirits, right? And it's really easy to want to make fun of some of this stuff, but it's like, even in that, even if some of the challenges that are being put out there, if you think they're stupid, the fact that it's giving you something to complain about, like, man, that's so stupid, that's kind of nice. It still is kind of not so much like a distraction, but for a brief moment it allows you to not be focused on all the other crazy things going on around us, right? And I just think it's really important that each of us take the time to remember that we can't always control our circumstances, right? Like, to me, it's very unfortunate that you have some people who maybe weren't as understanding of why things were being shut down, in the sense of they're just so focused on like, oh, my job, or oh, I can't do the things I enjoy, to where they aren't understanding the fact that, hey, we made some of these decisions because we're trying to save lives. At the same time, on the opposite end, I think it's very unfortunate that there's a lot of people that when someone's person says, well, I wish we would have gone about it this way, or, well, okay, we were shut down right now, but I think our next step should be this, instead of being understanding of the fact that they're coming at that approach from the standpoint of what's best for everyone long term, a lot of people will just quickly demonize and be like, oh, you don't care about saving lives, you're selfish, when that's not the case at all. Once again, it's unfortunate how people are just eating at each other and demonizing each other. But despite that, it's so cool to see how unified a lot of people are, and how when times get tough, I feel like it kind of just shows the true character and nature of a lot of people. And even though, yeah, it sucks to see that unfortunately, like, the character of a lot of people seems to be really crappy right now. Not because it's necessarily their true nature, but because sometimes crappy situations make people act crappy. But at the same time, it's really cool to see those who are kind of persevering and, despite their crappy situations, still trying to be very loving to one another, trying to uplift one another. And that's something that I'm trying to do, and something that I'm encouraging all of you to do. That, let's be real, we don't have enough data or information right now to know what we're going to do or what the next best move is, whether it's prolonging the shutdown or whether it's trying to come up with a way where we can do more broad testing and maybe isolate high risk group individuals and kind of let everybody else kind of get back to some form of regular life with, of course, still limitations, maybe how many people can be in a building at once, maybe how long things can operate. Like, there's a lot of information still coming out. There's a lot of things you have to consider, like, versus, like, you can't just look at the confirmed cases. You got to think about the amount of people who have it but simply haven't been tested, because that determines the mortality rate. There's so much information coming out and so much data that we just don't know. But what we do know, what you who are watching this video right now know, is that you have to be prepared for the worst. Hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. And in that, do not let this situation change you into someone that you're going to be ashamed of. Don't let this situation make you do things where you're going to look back a few years back and be like, wow, I did not handle myself correctly. Wow, I treated people so poorly. Wow, I was so selfish and so close-minded to everyone around me because I was just focused on me and what I thought was best and what I felt was right. Like, take the time to consider that, as scared as you may be right now, as frustrated as you may be, as stressed out as you may be, that everyone else around you is probably feeling the same way. There's people who have lost their lives. There's people who have lost loved ones. There's people who have lost their jobs and are scared and worried because they're not going to be able to provide for themselves or their loved ones. Everyone is getting hit in a different way. You know what I mean? And for those of us where, hey, maybe the worst case scenario is, hey, we can't train right now, I'm not taking away from that. For a lot of us, training is something that helps us not just physically but mentally. Maybe it helps you with your stress, your anxiety, your depression, whatever it may be. But just be grateful for what you still have. If you have a roof over your head right now, be grateful for that. If you have food to eat, be grateful for that. If you have loved ones who have not yet been impacted by the virus directly or maybe even indirectly, be grateful for that. And as hard as it is, guys, take the time to focus on the positive right now. It's one of these things where I understand, like, the fear and the want and, like, the almost inherent want to give into that fear and to give into panic, but that's not going to help anything, guys. It's not going to help anyone right now. Like, no matter how much better or worse the situation gets, panic never helps. Mistreating others never helps. So the next time you maybe have a discussion about all this with somebody else and they present a different viewpoint, before you're so quick to tell them that they're wrong and demonize them, take the time to really listen to them. The next time you go to a grocery store or whatever, right, and you have maybe an unpleasant encounter with someone because of how high strung everybody is, maybe you just take the time to, like, not be offended. Don't feed into whatever's going on. If someone gives you an attitude or treats you kind of crazy, maybe just walk the other way, And I'm not saying this is easy to do, guys. I'm not saying this stuff from a pedestal like, oh, you should all be like me. I'm right where the rest of y'all are at. It's going to be a very stressful and frustrating time. I'm fortunate enough to where I'm kind of naturally more introverted anyway, so a lot of this stuff, like having to stay at home stuff, isn't as bad for me, but it's hard for me more from a standpoint of, like, trying to make sure my clients are good, make sure my family's good, things like that. But all I know is I want to be able to look back on the situation and say that I did everything I could to try to handle myself to the best of my ability, to do what was best, not just for me, but for those around me. And that's all I want to encourage y'all to do, man. This video may not do a whole lot for a lot of you, but I hope it does something for some of you. This isn't, obviously, it's, like I said, social well-being related. There's some crazy fitness tips going to help you make gains, but to me, this type of stuff is more important. And I've always told you guys that I feel like out of a lot of my content, the social well-being stuff is most important. Take the time to unify. Try to be understanding of one another. We're, at the end of the day, regardless of, like, your race, your political affiliation, whatever, like, we're all humans, right? Like, we're all here. We're all, like, if you live in America, we're all Americans. And even if you don't live in America, like, we're all humans, right? We're all dealing with this. And I feel like it's something we'll get through better if we try to get through it together. So just take the time to vent to someone you can trust about all your frustrations, vent. And if someone's vented to you, take the time to listen. And then when that's done, take the time to be grateful that you can sit here and vent. Because there's a lot of people who can't. There's a lot of people who have died from this. There's a lot of people who are hospitalized. There's a lot of people who just don't have anybody around them right now. So try to be that person. Since there's so many people who don't have anyone, try to be that person for as many people as you can be. Be there for others. And yeah, that's, like I said, this is raw, man. I just wanted to take the time to express my thoughts on this, and hopefully this helps some of you guys out. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go in the comment down below, let me know what you did. If you're not, leave a comment down below, let me know what I can do better. Like the video, share, subscribe, stay healthy, stay safe, keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch you guys later.